You think you'd want someone with lots of experience, because then they're probably good at it.
And every single day, I find a new reason to be embarrassed by the actions of some women, because some of them are frankly just looking for reasons to justify their hatred of men.
Well, it's because you're a single mom of 3, 35 years old, posting pictures of your constantly. When you market yourself like this, what kind of men do you think you're gonna attract? If you wanna find that good man, start by deleting all these half-naked pictures of yourself. Or don't. Don't take accountability, call me a misogynist or something, and keep recording you crying yourself to sleep at night. That's so tough.
You want to know what your man loves? He loves when you purposely grab his hand to show others that he's yours. He likes that when something exciting happens during your day, that he is the first one you call. He loves finding a "I miss you" text when he's been away from you. And he really loves that random call every once in a while just to hear his voice.
In 2026, I am no longer part of the independent woman crew. I am no longer part of the crew that says, I don't need a man. I am off of the crew of I can do it by myself. I'm done. Get me off of those committees because, baby, I need a man. I need my husband. I don't know what I was thinking and who brainwashed me. Because if I'm being honest, all of those things were a facade to protect myself from getting my feelings hurt or my heart broken. But in 2026, I'm ready. I'm gonna try this thing out. For real this time.
You're not.
Why not?
Because that's not who the I am. And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
To be a trad wife.
To be anybody's wife. My dad used to literally say that to me. I didn't raise you to be somebody's wife.
That's so brave.
I don't know if it's brave or smart. Most of the people that I know that's gotten married are divorced now.
And so, really, that's an indictment of the institution.
Yeah. I think marriage is legalized slavery.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Say more, because if I'm thinking about slavery and I'm thinking about marriage, there are two different images that come into my head.
Absolutely not.
You know what's actually slavery? Is that women who have periods, who bear children, and dang near can't walk, those final 2 months, working a job 9 to 5, because feminists or women such as the one in this video told women to never trust men, to never, ever, ever be a man's wife, and to be alone completely. When what marriage is you have someone that wants to take care of you, put a roof over your head, and all you have to do is love and be kind and make him a meal and keep him happy. Sounds about good to me. And your father raised you poorly. He raised you poorly, honey. He wanted you to be a man. And men have it very, very hard. Being my husband's wife is nothing but freedom. I get to be at home, look pretty, do my hair, bake food, eat, relax, go to the gym, binge watch a show if I want to. I can take as many naps as I want to. And all I have to do is greet a man at the door. I don't think this is slavery. Greet him at the door with a good cooked meal that I also get to eat. I don't think that's slavery. Slaves didn't really get to eat much food. Slaves were whipped. Honey, I'm cuddled. If you act like you don't need a man, then you never will get one. No, you ain't.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
Women be like, I wish men were more emotionally intelligent. They're all just so stunted. We are vastly superior to you in that department. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize and regulate emotion and not expressing every little feeling every time it pops up, not bleeding them everywhere like you do. Self-regulation. This is not a character trait that women possess naturally. It's a skill that men have to develop. Women just be saying, that's why they need to just shut the
If you're a single guy and you are setting up a first date, don't ask too many questions, Ask the questions that are coming from a good place. Like, hey, is there anything you don't eat? Is there anything that you like? Do you have any favorites, allergies, whatever, like those kinds of things, but don't start getting into territory where it just seems like you're unable to plan a date, you know, where it's like, are there restaurants where you live? Like, do people eat around there? Like stuff like that. It's like anything that you can just find on Google, you do not need to text her about if you haven't even met. She doesn't even know you, okay? She needs to know that you can at least plan one date. It could be anything. You can go for a walk. You can go for a whatever, but don't ask her things that like ask Google. You know, we have Google, we have ChatGPT, we have Gemini, we have 3,000 things that can answer really stupid questions. If you're a single woman right now, what are the most annoying questions that you get asked? And vice versa, if you're a single guy, what are the most annoying questions that the women are asking you?
Open your eyes.
What is it?
Turn around.
Wait, this isn't a Cadillac.
It's a Jeep Wagoneer. It's just as nice as a Cadillac. I bought it for you.
Are you messing with me right now?
No, you said this. You wanted an SUV for the family. This is
A Cadillac. This is not a Cadillac.
If you married her, you're going to tell me there were no signs prior to this that she was effed up, that she was an ingrate, that she was ungrateful. I don't believe that. I believe that sometimes guys marry these women who are awful and they convince themselves somehow that they're going to change, they're going to be better, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Turns out no. So if she shows you signs right from the get-go that she's ungrateful, done.
I'm not a fan of the princess treatment trend because a lot of the time I feel like it's just women acting like children in their relationships. Like suddenly the standard for a man isn't character, loyalty, work ethic, discipline. It's just what lifestyle he can give you. Trips, bags, cars, constant surprises. And I'm not pretending I'm immune to it because sometimes you see these videos and you have a moment of like, oh, that's nice, that must be nice. But most of the time it isn't real. And more importantly, that's not what builds an actual marriage. Marriage isn't one person being served like loyalty. Marriage is two people serving each other with their strengths so the life they're building actually works. Princess treatment culture basically tells women, you don't need to bring anything to the table because you are the table. But a woman who actually is a table would never say that because real value doesn't sit they're demanding things. Real value adds things. And some women online are acting like a man is failing you if he can't buy you a Chanel bag. Most men are just grinding like everyone else. And with the right woman in their corner, they can grow faster. Not with someone sitting there auditioning their wallet.
Misandry, if it exists, would be a backlash of the misogyny women receive on a daily basis. Now, when I see comments like that, it really makes me wonder if the individual using that particular term actually understands what the definition of that term is. But according to these comments here, they absolutely do understand what misandry is. But then there's comments like these here, which really make me actually wonder if they've looked at the actual definition in the dictionary. So for clarification purposes, let's take a look at that definition together. So back to that initial comment. Trying to say something like this, at the end of the day, is trying to justify hatred for another person or a group of people based on a characteristic that they have absolutely no control over. Now, how exactly is that moving forward in any way whatsoever?
And when you really look at it, I hate to say it, I really do. But when you look at it and just being real about marriage for like a second, on paper, for men, it's not really that great of a deal. It's a bad deal. You're essentially, in a lot of these situations with the way these modern women act, you're signing a contract where if things go wrong, you lose half of everything. You might lose your kids. You might end up paying alimony, child support. And what's the upside of that? Nothing. What do men gain legally in this day and age with these modern women from marriage that they can't get without it? When men actually look at the contract, a lot of men are saying, no, thank you. At least not without a prenup.
So I just came across this. And this young lady is asking what she deems an important question, and she's going viral. She asks, why don't men pay bills for free anymore? Just pay women's bills and don't expect anything. And she goes on to give examples of grandfathers and great-grandfathers, uncles, etc., who paid bills, and she said they pay bills for free. That men today don't want to pay bills. I'm going to explain why. Number one, Those men were paying bills for wives. Nobody ain't paying no bill for no girlfriend, no situationship, no baby mama. Secondly, something was expected, right? When those men went out and cheated, grandma and great-grandma looked the other way. They didn't cause no stink in front of everybody and the friends and the kids and put it on social media. Those men were able to cheat in peace. Next, those men never talked about feelings. You can go to those men and talk about your feelings and expect them to have emotional intelligence. They didn't want to hear that. And lastly, when those men came home from work, from paying all those bills, they didn't have to take care of no babies. That house was spotless. Dinner was on the table. Their breakfast was made in the morning. Their lunch was made. And anytime they wanted that poom poom, she gave it up. That's why men don't pay no bills no more.
If you really want to know if a man truly loves you, cheat on him.
Yep, that's what women are telling other women, to go out and cheat on their man, to see if he truly loves you. And then before you know it, you're collecting all these bodies. I want to show you some of the comments that I saw underneath this video. This girl said, dude, I actually cheated. I'm not proud. And he forgave me. He blamed himself, kept going on and on about how he has realized that he wasn't doing enough. And we've been so close since then. She's just gonna cheat on you again because she knows you're not gonna go anywhere. Women are just underneath this comment section just saying how much they've cheated on their man and that man is still with them. How embarrassing. This is why you don't take them back when they cheat, because now they can go under people's video and comment, yeah, I cheated on him and he stayed.
My name is Casey and I make mostly videos for lesbians, but sometimes I answer your dating and relationship questions. I got a question today that I'm gonna do my best to answer as kindly and honestly as possible. So here's a question. I have a lot of trouble getting a woman to date. Why is it that women will talk to other women and hang out together, but they never wanna do this with a man? Okay. I'm a lesbian, so we're not going to approach this from my perspective. We're going to approach this from the perspective of a straight or bisexual woman. Why would a straight or bisexual woman feel more comfortable spending time with women than spending time with a man? And the answer is, it's not all men, but it's almost always a man who will overstep a woman's boundaries, not take no for an answer, who will try to use kindness as currency, expecting something in return. And so there's a reason that women have learned that it is safer to choose a bear in the woods than a man. Don't be like those men. If you want women to want to spend time with you, don't use kindness as currency. Don't expect things in return. Just be a decent human being and respect her boundaries. Take no for an answer. And also recognize that if she doesn't want to spend time with you, that's okay too. She has agency and she should get to choose. So if you want to know why women don't want to spend time with men, it's because women have learned over time that it's not always safe. And if you want to be a man that women want to be around, do better, do differently.
I love when a girl posts a photo on Instagram of her and her boyfriend and she's like, I don't know where I'd be without this guy. I'm like, I do. You'd be in a cooler top at a cooler bar with cooler people. That's where you'd be, Caitlin.
Not everyone is into that lifestyle, though. And no man wants to be in a relationship with a woman where he feels like he's holding her back. And you should be genuinely happy when you see a woman appreciating her man. Especially if you know she's genuinely happy in that relationship, you should be happy for her. It's so weird how women want to keep other women single. And even when they're with a good man that's making them happy, they still discourage them from being with that man. You can't tell me that these women actually care about other women. We are seeing more and more women making videos being like, oh, if he doesn't do this or that, dump him. But what about all the things he's doing right? What about her happiness? Does that matter? We see women shaming other women who actually want to get married and have kids, and maybe even be a stay-at-home mother. There are pros and cons to everything. But if you say that you genuinely care about women, you should care about all of women's choices, as long as they don't hurt anybody else. And a woman being happy in her relationship, maybe even wanting marriage and kids, there's nothing wrong with that. You should be happy for her.
Have you ever noticed how men conveniently have no idea what patriarchy is? They don't believe it exists and they don't believe that it impacts their lives in any way until the subject of money is brought up, until it is suggested that they actually have an obligation to show up in any way, shape, or form in the lives that they are choosing to live, in the relationships that they are choosing to have, and then suddenly it's gender roles are bad, patriarchy's bad, you just want the parts of patriarchy that benefit you. The only thing that's really feminist is 50-50. And I just find it so hilarious how transparent that whole mindset is. Yeah, of course, being the gender that has lived in a system that has been artificially rigged in your favor for centuries, it doesn't feel good to change that. But can we all just address the elephant in the room real quick here? Women's liberation is not going to be achieved by women who have been systemically disadvantaged for centuries giving more in order to participate in the thing that has been oppressing them for centuries. Are you seeing the confusion there? Are you seeing what doesn't make sense yet? Because if women have been disadvantaged historically, didn't have access to money, were required to do all this unpaid labor, were not compensated for their labor, fixing that problem does not look like women also contributing the only thing that the advantaged group has had to contribute, and the advantaged group then not having to contribute anything. That's not actually ending patriarchy, that's continuing it, that's strengthening it, because what patriarchy says is that men don't have to do anything or contribute anything because they are entitled to things like women and a legacy and resources. Do you see it now?
Woman in the comments here says, my ex owes me 14 and a half years of support, 5 contempt of court, and still nothing. No money to pay for more lawyers. Already had 6, and ex is buying them off, and the lawyer drops my case because I can't pay. It looks like it's time for you to get a job. What y'all try to do is rack up charges to get that man to pay you money. And let's say, let me give you the benefit of the doubt here. Let's say this man, again, probably because of court order, he is supposed to be paying you back, okay? He is supposed to do that. What do modern women do when everything hits the fan? Because this is the exact question that men have to answer all of the time. All of the time they have to deal with this type of stuff. What happens when stuff hits the fan? When I'm ordered to pay something that I didn't know I had to pay, when I'm ordered to do something I didn't know I had to do, to go out there and make it happen. But these modern women continue to say that they don't need a man. And then when it's time for them to actually show they don't need a man, they try to drag the man back to court. What happened to making it happen? What happened to you didn't need a man? Oh, okay.
Marriage in the future, and it already is instead of a lifelong commitment, it is used to signal status in a group. And it's basically used for women to say to other women, look at how much my husband did for me.
Yeah.
So that's marriage nowadays, unfortunately. And I just kind of was trolling these e-girls a little bit because they all post the rings but never the husband. And I had to think about this, and I was like, do women ever miss an opportunity to signal status? And I'm like, if their husband looked good enough for them to get status from it, they would post him. But I don't think their husbands do.
Oh, Pearl. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Now, I'd like to say this is not meant to be hateful, but my job is to predict and talk about the trends.
It's like a competition thing. Who has the biggest ring? Who has the richest husband? Why can't you just chill the out and just live and be happy? Why do you feel like you need to be in a competition with somebody else? I could care less.
These are things as a woman I'm not planning on learning. I don't know about them. Let's keep it that way. Number 1, what is a mortgage? Is this our house or not? I'm in a vacuum. You focus on that. Number 2, car insurance. I thought this is our car. What do you mean?
No. No. I don't, even if you're in a traditional relationship, okay, fine. You still need to know. You need to know how to log in. You need to know how to pay the bills. You still need to know what bills need paid, about how much they are. You need to know. What if something happens to him tomorrow? What if you guys don't work out? Then what? You going to live in a tent out in the backyard? Like, I feel like creators like this just do women a huge disservice. Because paying bills is a basic life skill everyone needs to know how to do. Not only that, but how are you supposed to realistically appreciate what he does for you if you don't know the full extent of what he does for you? That's why I think in some cases, a woman knowing what it's like to work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week. So even if he ends up being a provider and paying the bills, you still know what that's like. You know how tiring and exhausting it is. So you can have that compassion and love for him when he does it for you.
If you want a man to be chivalrous, traditional, I think you have to be a lady. And I think that there's a lot of, and I think it goes the reverse. If you, as a man, if you want a woman to kind of adhere to certain more traditional gender roles, then you got to be a gentleman. You have to be doing all those things that are, more traditionally associated with traditional gender roles. I guess my issue is just the expectation seems to persist. Even women who are like super lib or workers or whatever, there's still this expectation on men to be traditional. So you have modern women who want men to be traditional, and it's like,
do you think that's a cry out for help? Maybe
cry out for, I don't care what it is. I'm just looking at it like, I don't know why it would be a cry for help. I'm just saying
because maybe
that
some
seems
women
like a
yearn
raw.
to be. Maybe
it seems like a raw deal for men.
They can't be.
Sorry, what?
Maybe some women yearn to be traditional, but it's hard for them. Like there's people who won't look past their past, or they won't even give them an opportunity or a chance. They just kind of see you and they're like, nope.
I'm gonna tell you who not to take advice from on this app or the internet. A woman who tell you, I'm not gonna let my man pay all the bills by himself, or I'm not gonna let my man struggle with all these bills, I'm gonna help him pay the bills. Don't listen to a woman who talk like that, okay? And I'm gonna tell you why. That's because she don't feel like her man can handle all the bills, and her man gonna be dependent on her half each and every month. That's why he probably can't elevate, and he don't have any desire to elevate in his job, because he know he can fall back on his woman or his wife or whoever it is. I'm gonna tell you how it go in my household. My husband is self-sufficient. He pay all the bills 100%. He don't have a problem with it. Why? Because he been saving money even before I met him. And for two, he can afford to do it because he got a high value job. He just didn't settle for nothing or less. Men who want women's half, or they 60%, they 40% each and every month, those are the men who can't, they just saying, I can't make it on my own. So you telling me your husband won't, or your boyfriend ain't gonna be able to make it in life if he don't have your half. So that means if you leave him, he got to find him another woman immediately, because he can't pay all his bills by himself. Or he got to go stay back with his mom, because he can't afford to pay no bills. So, while a man is paying all the bills, the woman is supposed to have the nest egg. My husband don't plan on working in his late 50s and 60s like a lot of these men are still doing. My husband want to retire, okay? And you best believe I'm gonna have an eggs nest when he retire. So I'm not saying make that man pay all the bills and you don't save anything. I'm saying let a man be a man, encourage him to get a better job to pay bills 100%. Because it is jobs out there, high value jobs, that a man can work and he can pay all the bills. So it's a lot of people, your man ain't gonna be able to live with, I don't want to think about that. A man that he can't make it without me. No, my husband can make it with or without me, and guess what? I can make it with or without him. Okay? Stop spoiling that man financially. Put another bill on him. It's called tough love. He'll respect you for that, or he'll just be working the low value job that he got forever, waiting on your half, and still not saving no money. tap down in the comments and let me know how y'all think about that. Let me know, because I want to know from everybody. Tap down.
Which again, you have a lot of stories here in the comments. A man says, my ex-wife, asked me to get back with her 20 years after we'd divorced because she ran off with another guy. Of course, it was a big no for me, right? The other guy says, absolutely don't take her back. You're not an option. You're doing well. Keep going, right? The other guy says, you don't know what to do. She left you for another man. Do not take her back. She hasn't an ounce of respect for you. And you read a lot of these comments and you find yourself thinking, how did we even get here? How do we even get to the situation? The audacity of a lot of these modern women to go out there, ride the carousel, and then want to try to slink back. I mean, we sit up here talking about how men are dirty and they're dogs and they're this and they're that. And then you try to slink back into a man's life after you told that man he wasn't nothing. You ain't nothing. And matter of fact, this man over here got a bigger D than you do. He got more money than you. What's happening with that? What's going on with that? Oh, well, he wasn't nothing. Oh, that's what I was trying to tell you. Well, you can't come back here, so I guess you're gonna be homeless now.
Where are all these men that are standing in between us and like the bad things that are going to happen to us? Because like we don't have rights to our own bodies, and the men never came out to protest that. They never came out and was like, give the women Roe v. Wade back so that they don't have to worry about from sepsis, so they don't have to worry about being tracked across state lines because it's not safe for them to carry the pregnancy to term. We're not even talking about elective at this point anymore. We're talking about medically necessary are not happening, and women are being tracked across state lines to prevent them from getting medically necessary health care. Trigger warning, but like a fetus is not, you're not saving a baby anymore.
Right, absolutely not. They never were.
Women are being prevented from that procedure, the removal of that.
After emphasis on it, the doctor said it's, and they're forcing a lot of women to keep these fetuses that you're going to eventually go septic. And
right. And so I'm like, where are all the men standing in between that and women? There's literally zero. Not in the government, not in outside, not anywhere.
So my fiance wants to take a break. He has only been in long-term relationships and she's never had a period of being single before. So she wants this before she gets married.
I think deep down you already know. She wants to see what life is like without you. She wants a test. That way, if it's not as good, she can just come right back and act like that was part of the plan. But if it is better, or she finds somebody else, you're gonna be done. Don't ever, if a woman wants a break, just break up. And it doesn't matter if she's been in other relationships long term and she's never had a chance to be single. Her saying that just says that she doesn't know who she is without a man. So there's chances are she's not truly being herself because she doesn't know who she is. That's a red flag in itself. Which is weird because you can find yourself while being in a relationship. You can try new things. You just don't go to the bed with another man. And the thing is, she doesn't need to call a break. She could just bring up what she wants to try or learn. Oh, hey, you want to go take a painting class? I'm gonna go hiking with my friends. She can go out and do stuff. Dude, she's just saying that.
One of the dumbest things you can do as a man is to date an insecure woman. Never date an insecure woman because she will never let you level up in life because of her need for control to make herself feel better about herself. She will keep you from being the best version of yourself because she's terrified of other women seeing you the same way that she sees you. You will slowly diminish your light because she cannot stand you outshining her or her feeling less than. And even if you realize that she's insecure and you try to help her by giving her constant reassurance, it's never going to be enough. And simple tasks like maybe you taking too long in the shower become an argument about you being on your phone too long or talking to other women. And you will spend your entire relationship with an insecure woman constantly proving yourself, proving your value, and proving your loyalty. And no matter what you do, she's still going to accuse you of cheating. These women are also more likely to cheat because they need to fill that void of insecurity and fill their ego by cheating with multiple different partners and having that sense of validation, because she doesn't have validation within herself. She will need to post selfies. She will need to make videos. She will need to filter every single photo because she needs that outside validation to prove her worth, because no matter what you do, no matter how loyal you are, no matter how devoted you are, it's never going to be enough. You will spend the entire relationship exhausted from trying to make her feel better. These women have a paranoid personality that even in a healthy relationship, it can't be cured. You need to run. Okay, bye.
I need your help. I need your help.
What am I supposed to help you with,
Go
dude?
behind.
You freaking loser! I told you not to do that.
2, grab it, reach him.
You think I can help you?
All right.
Somebody help!
No, I got it. We got it.
Stanley! Freaking dummy, do I take these off?
Here.
What do I do?
No, I got this one.
Okay, we have to admit that a man's experience when he's in trouble is way different than a woman's experience when she's in trouble. Because very comparable to this situation, how many times have we seen videos posted online of a woman that gets herself in trouble with too much weight and men come running to her rescue and save her like that? Of course, there's a physical difference. I'm not saying that women should be able to do the exact same because women are not as strong. But when men go to help that woman, they are not berating her. They're not saying, you shouldn't have done that, you dummy. They're not calling her names. Whereas that is what happens to a man. He gets berated, he gets like the extra emotional dump. And then not only does he have to figure it out in that moment by himself because he's the only one that's going to do it, he also has to deal with the emotions that were just dumped on him.
I think what's throwing a lot of men off, and the reason that a lot of these men are walking away, is because you do a lot for these women, and so they walk away from that. It's one thing to walk away, but you have some of these women out here that are sitting up here talking about the situation and the subject, the matter at hand, as if it was a man's fault. They're talking about, oh, well, you know, he was a good guy, he was a stable guy, he was a safe option, and we left. And we are so happy we did that. We are so happy we did that, me and my girlfriend. And so now it's not just you taking the ride on the train of stupidity. Now it's your friend that has come along with you to take the ride of stupidity. Modern women move stupidly in packs. They move like idiots in packs. Now I hate to say it like that, but that's exactly what's happening. You're getting out here, y'all are instead of making that same type of, taking that mindset and saying, how can we get to the next? Modern women, for some reason, they have some sort of loyalty to their girlfriends, even when they're in a relationship, even when they're married. And I'm not talking about married just for maybe like a year or so. I'm talking about married for years upon years upon years. Their girlfriend still comes first. Anything and everything still trumps being with that man. That man has the last say so. That man is the last priority. This is how women are acting. They're making pacts with, well, you know, we can do this together, and fool around, leave a good man, leave a stable man, and then get online. Only in today's modern day and age can you get online and talk about a stupid decision that you made, and women in the comments high-fiving and egging on your stupidity, egging on foolishness, for you to leave a stable relationship that's safe. He's a good guy. He's a man that provides. He's a good partner. But then, well, you know what? I just wanted to be selfish. Yeah, girl, I understand. You definitely got to do that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Men don't know how to lead, and it's not their fault. It is not the men's fault in totality for why they don't know how to lead in modern age. And that is because we are moving away from a patriarchy. We are still in one by definition, but we are moving away from it, which means a lot of things that used to be laid out for them, they're so confused about. Like before, there was a path, and the path was easier because there was less competition. Now everybody's in the workforce, regardless of, gender, race, income levels. People are entering the workforce at greater numbers than before, which means it's not possible for men to be able to buy a house and support an entire family off of an average income. And because we used to live in a society that perpetuated gender roles, that made it easier for men to lead. They knew their part. They knew where their role is. They knew what they were in charge of. Now they don't know that because obviously we're moving away from gender roles. Women can now own property. Women can now do a lot of things they once did not know. So men are struggling with knowing when to step in and when to step up and when to create space for someone else to take the lead. Another reason is that women were a lot more feminine back then, right? Hyper feminine, where men were hyper masculine. And we're starting to balance out, okay? This is not a bad thing. It's just when women were hyper feminine, there was less risk for rejection because women more or less acted the same, right? Women used to speak in a high-pitched tone. If you look at movies and women's back in like the 50s, they spoke in a higher register. We just had a more feminine tonality. But now, as we've entered the workforce, our tone has gone down so that we can command more authority. And that was one of the changes that happened when we started entering the workforce. So men have more fear, right? Men in the past did not have to deal with this or have to deal with this. So it's another thing that's making it really hard for men to learn how to step up because women have actually become more assertive than a lot of men are now. I'm not saying men aren't assertive anymore. That's a generalized statement. There, of course, is always going to be men who are and men who aren't, but there is an increasing number of more passive men and an increasing number of more assertive women. So men and women are having a hard time coming together, trying to figure out, okay, wait, what do I do? What do you do? But it's a lot easier than we think. The hard part is just we don't really know ourselves well enough to have these conversations. Like, we just need to have a conversation. Hey, I'm really good at leading in this area, so I'll take care of this. You are really good at this, so take care of this. But women don't know what they want. Women and men don't have a direction. If men do not have a direction, they are not going to know how to make choices and how to make decisions. Because a man that is a great leader has a vision. He knows where he's going. And so when it comes down to making micro and macro choices, he's like, okay, what will bring me closer to this vision? What will bring me closer to this goal? And then that is the compass for how he makes choices. But a man without direction doesn't know. And so a lot of times a man lacking direction will find a woman that does have one, because it's easier to jump on someone else's ship than try to, build your own.
Women have periods.
What I think one actually means is period symptoms from hormones.
This ain't the first time I said it, and it ain't gonna be the last. And every time I tell it to y'all, it really pisses y'all off.
Inaccurate information being pushed as truth does tend to upset people, especially if it's done for a particular narrative.
Cis women need to stop gatekeeping womanhood, stop gatekeeping periods.
But why should we? Because some aren't getting their way? Unfortunately, that's the way of life.
There is scientific research that talks about the way that women also experience the same exact symptoms of periods.
We've been over this. Some can get period symptoms. Biological females are the only ones that can menstruate.
Now, some of y'all gonna say, it's a symptom, it's not a period. That's like saying if you got a cough, it's a symptom of a cold, but it's not a cold. It's still a cough. Quit playing games. It's still a cramp. Quit playing games.
In future, if one is going to attempt to use analogies in order to make a point, do ensure that the analogy is actually applicable and relates to the subject matter at hand.
So quit gatekeeping womanhood and go ahead and give out some advice for what you should do when you are on your period.
Very well. As soon as one learns the difference between having period symptoms and menstruating.
I don't think men like women anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that men desire us women anymore. Mm-hmm. Us real women. I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort.
Why should
They're not putting out any type of effort like they used to. Taking a girl on a date becomes an issue. You know, spending money on a woman is an issue. You should have your own money as a woman. Going out to do something fun is an issue. Why don't you just come over to the house and we could do something in the house? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York, but I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening with men nowadays. Is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? Because there are beautiful women out here, beautiful women, ambitious women, caring women, nurturing women, who are outside looking for love, and men that just can't keep up with that. Like,
what?
They're not communicating with them. They're not willing to hang out and do fun things.
Bro, I wouldn't like them either if I was a guy. And I don't like them either. And I'm a woman. They're annoying. They're not dating for love. They're dating for money.
So I'm reading one of the comments here. There's a couple of comments. Well, actually, there's a few comments. There's actually a few comments. One woman says, be careful. So the context here is, modern women talk about, I want a good man. And then they complain and they holler and they kick and they scream about how the man's not a good guy. Well, I can't point to one thing that he's doing that's extremely wrong, because he's not doing anything extremely wrong. It's just that he's not doing something all the way right. I mean, he's a great father. He's a great husband, but I don't know what I'm missing something. You're missing stability. You're missing mental stability, and you need help for that. You need help with that. That ain't nothing that got to do with what's going on with him. He's doing what he needs to do. It's you. It's you that's got a problem. But you won't take accountability. One comment here says, be careful, and this is a woman now. Be careful what you wish for. Nobody has everything. Not even you. Not even you. Another person says, this sounds like an expectation. You are expecting an employee, not a partner. Yes, sir. Another woman says, my algorithm needs to be fixed, because videos like this will have you thinking the grass is greener elsewhere, and it's not. Marriage is not a selfish union. If this is your marital issue, seek counseling and learn to communicate your frustrations. People are human and not perfect. And of course, he calls himself NYC divorce lawyer. But to James Sexton, he says, this post does absolutely nothing to address the underlying issues between men and women that leave both feeling unfulfilled. But it is great for my business model. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. That's exactly it. Modern women will continue to complain about not being able to find a good guy. Will lock a good guy down and then turn around and try to tear down how he's not a good guy and pick at how he's, oh, well, you ain't that great. Women fawning over this man. How did you get this guy? You lucky to have a man like, oh, no, it ain't luck. There's plenty of men out there. It might be, but you got a good guy. Man, you guys are couple goals. Man, how did you... Oh, it ain't really even nothing like that. What ain't it like? This is a good man. What's not to like about him? Well, you know, he leaves his socks on the floor. And I'm sure you do other things like leave products all over the countertop, don't you? Well, it don't matter whether you put them up, you got 1,000 products. You take half of the counter space up. Man can't even get even more than half. The man can't even get his toothbrush. You got his toothbrush covered with your products. Oh, well, that's just how it is with him living with me. You got 3 different kinds of milk. You got almond, silk, lactose free. You got 3 different kinds of jelly, organic jellies, organic butters. Fridge all stocked full of your stuff. All of the furniture you picked out. The decor and everything in the house you picked out. A lot of stuff. All I'm saying is a lot of stuff in that house is going your way. And you try to make it seem like, oh man, he's controlling everything. Oh man, he not really giving me the love and support that I need. The man could buy freaking flowers, man. He could buy freaking flowers and it still wouldn't be enough. Not enough for these modern women. I'm buying the expensive type of flowers. I got them every week and I got a different type of flower. Oh, you want me to go pick them up? Stop and pick them up? I stop and pick them up on the way home from work. I've been working 12 hours a day. I stop, still find time to pick them up, go grocery shopping, or pick up the order because I'm a smart man and I don't want to spend all that time in the grocery store. So I'll put in a to-go order or a pickup order. I pick up the groceries, go get some flowers, go get some dinner so you don't have to cook. You've been laying at the house. You only worked 7-8 hours today, by the way. Worked 4 more hours, got dinner, got flowers for you, on the way home, trying to make your life easier, trying to buy you a little treat. But this is the thanks that I get. Dang.